All right, we're recording. All right. So again, good evening, everybody. Super excited to be here. I know that once you know a little bit more about the speaker, it's going to make it a little bit easier to connect. And so I'd like to just say that I'm a wellness expert. I'm a local wellness chiropractor in the area. And what I do is I help people live healthy lives. And what I've come to find with the patients that I see and serve is that people are under more stress than ever before. We know that modern life is unnaturally stressful and that it's only getting worse. If you think about your life, even if it was pre-COVID to where it is today, think about how your life has changed and how COVID has been impacting your day-to-day living. So more and more people are telling me that they're under more stress than ever before, and that stress has real consequences. I'm going to give you some numbers here. This is pretty amazing. 655,000, 606,000, 783,000. Okay, I'm going to just type this into the chat box right here so you see these numbers, because it's going to become more real once you take a look at this. So I'll give you the broad topic of healthcare. And does anybody have any idea what these numbers represent? So if you have a guess on what those numbers represent, I want you to go ahead and type it in the chat box. And it's in relation to healthcare, something with those numbers in relation to healthcare. Okay. Yeah, Sam, let me give you a little bit of direction here, okay? So I'm going to bring it in because that could mean a lot of things. So let's take a look here. This is what stress is doing to our society. So that first number, 655,000. This is how many people are dying from heart disease annually. The second number right here, these are the number of people that are dying from cancer. And then that third number in there, these are the number of people that die annually from medical mistakes. And a lot of these conditions along the way here, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity, these conditions are causing a healthcare crisis today. And unfortunately, with the healthcare crisis, we don't have healthcare. This is more of a sick care society. And so stress is ruining and wrecking people's lives and having more impact than ever before. And when we're only treating the effects of stress and not getting to the root cause, unfortunately, the allopathic paradigm, which is treat the effect and not the cause, is causing our sick care system to have many problems with it and a lot of errors occur. So I'm boldly stepping out here to help you, no matter wherever you're at in your life, to help lead you towards more health, more wellness, and more happiness in your life. And if I do my job here tonight, is that I will inspire you to be taking healthy steps to proactively deal with stress in your life and help prevent it from becoming a major disease or major crisis, adding only to more stress and costing more time, money, energy in the process. So we're going to jump into this, and I know a couple things, and I've been doing these talks all over Northern Virginia now for 14 plus years. And one thing that I know is that the people that get the most out of the talks are the ones who are engaged. So I will do my best to check in on any comments or questions along the way. And if I don't answer them during the presentation here, I'll make sure that I address them at the end. And so an example would be is that if you know that person A goes to the gym and is sweating, moving, panting, and doing the work, and person B is going to the gym and they're kind of the social butterfly that they're going to hang out and then talk to other people, who is going to get the most out of that workout? Person A or person B? Type it up in the chat. What do you think? That's right. Person A. Person A is going to get the most out of it because they're the one doing the work. And so that when you do the work and you apply these concepts and principles that I'm going to teach you here this evening, we can help reduce the amount of stress and the negative impact that that stress is having on your life to lead to more health and happiness and focus, and to help propel you towards the goals and aspirations that you have in your life. So that as you are creating your second story, or you're creating that brighter future, I'm going to give you some tools to help you on your journey. And I'm honored to be here, and thank you so much for having me. So S.O.S is a condition called stress overload syndrome. We see this constantly in our clinic today, and it affects all ages. So my question to you is, are you as healthy as you want to be? If you take a look at your life currently, where you're at, are you as healthy as you want to be? And for most people, sadly, they're not as healthy as they want to be. They want more health. They don't only want to feel better, but they want to be able to do the things that they need to do, like work, things like that. And they want to be able to do the things that they love doing, working out, hobbies, things like that. Unfortunately, people are not as healthy as they want to be, and stress is having a major role and influence in this. So the truth is that 3 out of 4 doctor visits are stress-related ailments. 77% of people regularly experience physical symptoms caused by stress, and 73% of people regularly experience psychological symptoms caused by stress. I don't know about you, but there's been more people that I've been talking to than ever before that it's having a major impact on psychological stress because of all the COVID-related changes that are going on and the stress that's in their life. It's becoming amplified. And we know that that stress has an accumulative effect and builds over time. Stress is also known as a silent killer, because stress leads to things like heart disease and high blood pressure. And as mentioned earlier, heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States. So my question is, when is enough enough? When is it time for us to wake up and start changing our routines and behaviors towards more health and wellness? So heart disease is responsible for nearly 386,000 deaths in men and 435,000 deaths in women, according to the recent data. Stress or heart disease claims more lives than breast cancer, prostate cancer, AIDS, house fires, handguns, and traffic accidents all combined. And every 33 seconds, someone in the United States dies from cardiovascular disease, which is roughly the equivalent of a September 11th-like tragedy, repeating itself every 24 hours, 365 days a year. See, you can live with stress. You can live with high blood pressure, heart disease, high levels of LDL, the bad cholesterol. But it just takes one stressful event to put your body over the edge, to trigger a crisis such as a heart attack. Now you might be wondering, okay, well, what are these signs and symptoms that could be the effect or downstream effects of stress itself? When we're having trouble sleeping, when we're more irritable as we're talking to people and others, seem to be less patient. If we have headaches, remember there's no normal headache out there. There are common headaches, but no normal headache. If you're feeling run down, tired, exhausted, fatigue can set in. That's a sign of stress. If you're anxious, if you find yourself being more anxious and nervous about things, it's a sign of stress. Appetite changes. That can be an increase of appetite or a decrease in appetite. If you're having any symptoms of chest pain, rashes on the skin, indigestion, a racing heart, sweaty palms, depression, can all be signs and symptoms of stress. And now I want you to look at this and just kind of go through this as a checklist for yourself. Are you experiencing any of these signs or symptoms? Do you know of a friend or a loved one that's experiencing any signs or symptoms with this? I'm going to show you and give you some strategies to positively cope with these things, because we may not be able to get rid of all the stress that we're growing through at this moment, but we can make our body and equip ourselves to become more resilient to that stress. Now, here with the stress response, there's the autonomic nervous system here. And the autonomic nervous system is the system that is responsible for handling things automatically in your body, blood vessels, glands, and organs. So I'm curious, do you know what system in your body is responsible for fighting viruses? Go ahead, type it in the chat box. What system in your body is responsible for fighting viruses and bacteria, things like that? Does anybody know? Don't be shy. So if you were thinking immune system, you're exactly right. Your immune system is responsible for handling viruses. Now, does anybody know what system is responsible for processing the food that you eat? Great job, Mercedes. You got it. Body's immune system. What system is responsible for processing the food that you eat? Anybody know that one? So if you're thinking digestive system, you're exactly right. Now, what system in your body is responsible for helping you walk? Does anybody know that one? So if you're thinking the musculoskeletal system, you're exactly right. Now here's the big question right here. This is the bonus question. Who's going to get this one? What system in your body is responsible for processing and handling stress in your body? Does anybody know? A lot of people don't know this one. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Is it Lutz and Anna? Fantastic. I want to let you know you're exactly right. Most people don't get that one. It is your nervous system that processes stress. And you see, when you're under stress, I want you to think about your physiology, the way your body responds when you're under stress versus when you're relaxed. On the left side here, it talks about the fight or flight response in your body. This is what's called the sympathetic nervous system. So this would be as if you're running from a saber-toothed tiger. In normal state, the sympathetic is quick to respond to stress. It's for survival. And when your body's in that state, it takes on physiology to help you survive. Then the other part of the coin is on the right side of the screen talks about rest and digest. This is where your body is repairing, it's rejuvenating, digestion, immune system, sleep, reproduction. Those systems work. But when our life is under constant negative stress, emotional, mental, physical, nutritional stress, our body becomes in a fight or flight state. And a lot of clients that I see, instead of being in that fight or flight state to be for survival, unfortunately, those days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and years eventually turn into decades. I don't know wherever you're at in your stage of life, but I'm going to tell you that you have an opportunity here to make some positive changes. Because when we are in that sympathetic fight or flight for long periods of time, it starts tricking our body, and our body starts breaking down faster, and it leads to these things called body signals. These are the alarm systems in the body to alert you that there's a problem. I can see this, you can see this within people's posture. If you take a look at the lady on the left, straight, upright posture, that's normal. But this is a clear sign of a stressed posture. So if you notice yourself when you look in the mirror, your head is forward, your shoulders are rolling forward, your upper body is slumped forward. This is a sign of bad stress. And I know you can see this with the people that you know, whether your friends, loved ones, so on and so forth. Stress overload syndrome gives other body signals like increased blood pressure, decreased insulin resistance. Now, when you have decreased insulin resistance, that means the sugar goes up in your blood. Does anybody know what that condition is called? Go ahead, type it in the chat box. What is the condition called when you have increased blood sugar levels? You may know somebody who suffers with this condition. Don't be shy. Go ahead, type it in. That's right. If you're thinking diabetes, you're exactly right. Then you have increased heart rate, and your posture can start to reverse in the opposite direction that we want it to go. Did you know that for every inch your ears are forward to your shoulders, that your head increases 10 pounds? So a 10-pound head might feel 50 pounds to your body. And that stress has real implications to your health outcomes. Now, I know you've been hearing me talk about the negative consequences of stress, but did you know that stress can actually be good? Can somebody give me an example of a good stress that happens in your body? So think about lifting weights. When you're lifting weights, you are stressing the joint and the muscle. And when you lift weights, by stressing the joint, which includes the bone, you make the bone stronger, right? And you make the muscle stronger. So not all stress is bad, but there's 3 variables to stress: physical, emotional, and chemical. So let's talk about some of the negative impacts stress can have physically on our body. Nagging injuries or chronic injuries, unhealed symptoms are an indication of underlying problems. In order to reach maximum health, you need to optimize the potential in the body. But so many times, sadly, I hear from patients who come in the office, "Doc, I've just learned to live with it. I'm used to it. I just deal with the pain. I work around the pain. I change my life according to what my body will do. Forget about the things I want to do and love to do. I just let those ones go." And that's very sad for me to hear, because I see miracles happening every single day in our office, how people are reclaiming their health, getting their health back and staying healthy and doing the things they love to do and want to do. And that's very awesome to see. Physical stress over time. And physical stress could be the macro traumas and micro traumas. I think you can relate and understand how a car accident, a slip or fall, or some sort of sports injury can cause a macro trauma. But the micro trauma can be something associated with your posture. And how many of you have one of these? also known as a cell phone. Unfortunately, we find ourselves many hours throughout the day staring at this device, just scrolling through news feeds or social media and so on and so forth. But can I tell you that that can have negative consequences to your health that slowly over time start to chip away and erode to your health potential and ultimately end up causing you more stress and more harm, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. More on that later. So some of the physical stressors, like I mentioned, car accidents, surgeries, sports injuries, repetitive lifting, posture, being on technology, computers, cell phones, those things like that. And one of the first major traumas that people can experience is during the birth process. So by a show of hands, how many people here were born? Okay. All right. Everybody, right? Okay. So emotional stress. Thanks, Juan. Saw the hand raised there. So emotional stress can really impact you. So I want to speak to you. Where are you at in your life? What are you growing through at this moment? You know, we all face challenges, some greater than others. But I really believe that it's about how you respond in those moments of crises. And that emotional stress can be overwhelming. You may not be where you want to be at life at this moment, but you took a step here today. For some reason, you're here hearing this message. And I hope that I'm speaking directly to you because many of you woke up today looking for answers to your problems, looking for some direction, looking for some guidance, some possibilities, some new things to consider to open and expand your mind, to help you rise and be the hero in your story. You may not be where you want to be at this moment, but have a vision, maybe a bigger vision than what you have for your life at this moment. But emotional stress, and it's amplified with everything that we're going through with COVID, this can have a negative impact to your health and pull you away from where you want to be. So no matter where you're at in your life, I'm here to tell you that there's hope. And the fact that you're here today tells me a lot that you're an action taker and you're serious about creating a better life for yourself. And I honor your courage and I honor you being here. Chemical stressors, unfortunately today, there's a lot of unhealthy items out there that affect and impact our health, such as food, fast food. You know, think about it. We don't even need to get in a car to get food these days. We can actually get on one of these from wherever we're sitting, and then we can have some sort of delivery service bring us food. Smog, processed foods, caffeine, drugs, legal, illegal, alcohol, medications. All these are chemical stressors to the body that can have a negative impact. And unfortunately, many people today choose these items here to help sedate and numb the stress and the pain that they're going through. All the while they might be numb to the pain or temporarily feel better, we're not addressing the root cause of these problems. So the food pyramid that was designed for us is really a death style. It's not a lifestyle. And it can lead to the body signals such as tiredness and fatigue, and you're worn down and you're not having the energy that you want, or any type of headaches, leaky gut, digestive issues, disrupting your sleep, making it really hard to concentrate and focus, which can affect us being in school, at jobs. It can cause bloating and gas, inflammation, autoimmune diseases, depression, and really compromise our immune system. So our acronym in our office that we teach clients is PAIN, PAIN meaning pay attention inside now. Pay attention inside now. Don't ignore the warning signs and symptoms. I heard it once said is that if you ignore the whispers of the body, eventually you're going to have to pay attention to the screams. Who knows what I'm talking about to that? You know, I'm very thankful and grateful for our sick care and our crisis care system in our society, because if you truly do have a crisis, is that medical intervention can save your life. You know, my dad, God bless him, he's still alive, but at the young age of 42, he had his first heart attack. And if it wasn't for crisis intervention, my dad would not be alive today. You see, my dad had experienced a lot of stress in his childhood growing up. My dad grew up in an alcoholic family, and my dad is a recovering alcoholic himself. So I'm 41 years young, and my dad now is sober for 40 years now. He's been sober and helping other people in recovery, dealing with their addictions. And my dad, he was drafted in the military. He was drafted in the Marine Corps and fought in Vietnam. So he was on the front lines in combat, dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder and so on and so forth. He was a smoker up until his first heart attack. You see, there's 3 layers to our healthcare system today. The first layer here is called the sick care layer. And in that sick care layer, it just keeps people alive and keeps them from dying. The second tier within the healthcare system is called prevention. Today, you might understand that that'll help reduce your risk of getting a disease or illness. So if we use COVID as an example, what are some of the examples that you hear people teaching you to help lower your risk? I think we hear things like hand washing, no hugs and high fives, social distancing, and then, you know, we're being told that what we need to do is, you know, wear one of these wherever we go. Okay? Mask it up. So those are strategies to help reduce our risk from contracting COVID. None of those increases your body's health potential. What we offer in our office is health promotion. That is the third tier here, is we talk about strategies to help promote health from within. My question to you is your body smart or stupid? What do you think? You can go ahead and type that up in the chat box. Do you think your body is smart or stupid? Now, if you said it's smart, I agree with you. Your body is very intelligent and it's very smart and wants to be healthy. If you think that your body is stupid, well, your body is not stupid, but it may act stupid at times because it may not work the way we intended it to work. Our body tries to give us these signs called body signals to let us know when our body's not working properly. So we need to get to the root cause. But if we take some sort of pill, potion, powder, or lotion, that may help cover up the symptom, but did it address the root cause of the problem? Yes or no? No. So it's possible that we could be feeling better while the underlying root problem is getting worse. So my question to you is, are you healthy or sick if your medicine cabinet is full? You're exactly right. You're not healthy. So if the medicine cabinet, that's the mirrored cabinet in the bathroom, if that's empty, you're healthy. And you think just like me. So wherever you're at in your life, my question here is, by a show of hands, raise your hand if you want to live to be 94 years old. Okay, Mercedes was right on it. Okay, we had somebody else. All right, see the hands going up here. Okay, fantastic. And my question to you is that if you didn't raise your hand, why not? Why don't you want to live to be 94? And I get answers like, well, quality of life and so on and so forth. And by the way, I don't want to cap it at 94. You may know your purpose right now, or you may be in the process of discovering it and want a long, healthy quality of life and to enjoy the years that you have. So the question that I have for you, no matter where you're at on that spectrum, is if you knew you're going to live to be 94 or longer, or whatever age you choose or want to live to, when is the best time to be taking care of your health? If you answered now, you think like I think. Now is the best time to take care of your health. You know, somebody said that the best time to plant the oak tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. And you're exactly right. Right now is the best time to take care of our health. So let's talk about 4 factors that influence your health and 1 factor that controls your health. So if I were to ask you, what factor is more powerful, the factor that influences your health or the one that controls it? What do you think? You're exactly right. It is the factor that controls your health that is most powerful. And I'm going to share with you 4 factors to help influence your health. So let's dive into this. So let's talk about some positive ways to deal with physical stress. I know that one of the best ways for me to clear out the stress in my body, and not only my body, but my mind also, is some sort of exercise. So before this talk, so I could get ready and be available and be the best that I can be here in this moment to share with you a transformational message, I went for a walk. I got outside. So I love to exercise, like to get my family involved. I'm married. My wife Eros is from Venezuela. Y habla español en mi casa. So yo trato a hablar en español. So my Spanish isn't perfect, but my wife, she's from Venezuela, so I try to speak as best I can in Spanish. But our kids are raised bilingual. So Calista is 10, and my son Kyson, he's 7, and my in-laws live with us. So I like to do things in the family to get us out. Because my kids are home right now. They go to Fairfax schools. They're doing the virtual learning. And what I know, I see a direct correlation, is movement is key to health. Otherwise, focus, distraction, attitude all become impacted. But there's a lot of ways we can physically be active. Yoga, walking, rock climbing, swimming, Pilates, team sports. Doing these things can have a positive impact in reducing the negative stress and open up the brain and the body for creativity and coming up with solutions and thinking clear-headed. My dad taught me this acronym, HALT. 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 Right here. HALT. HALT. And what he said was this, and it made a lot of sense. When you're stressed out and you find yourself in HALT, make sure you stop and correct. HALT means don't get too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And if you find yourself in one of those states, you're going to make poor choices than if you weren't in one of those states. And physical solutions here, and what I'm suggesting, can help get us in a better state so that we can make a better choice in the moment. Because simply put, our health is the outcome of just a series of behaviors over time. And if you want to change your behavior, you want to change your outcome, you got to change your behavior. In order to change your behavior, you must change your belief around that behavior. Emotional solutions. How many here have a journal? One of the best suggestions that I could ever give anybody. All right, cool, Mercedes. Many of you other do also. But one of the best suggestions I have is journaling and writing down 5 things daily that you're grateful for. So with all these things that I'm having you consider, don't think about hitting a home run. Think about daily hitting singles and creating small wins for your life. And you'll be amazed that if you're consistent with writing 5 things every day that you are grateful for, no matter what stress you're going through or what life is bringing at you that you're trying to figure out, there's always something to be grateful for. So writing that down, beautiful. So Lutz, great job on that, writing it down. Do you think writing down how you feel is good to lower stress? I absolutely do. Because so many times we walk around with this invisible backpack on our shoulders. And as the day and as the weeks and the months go by, we can end up putting in pebbles and rocks and boulders, and it gets heavy. And if we try to carry around our feelings, especially those negative feelings like guilt and shame and blame and regret and resentment and anger and frustration and fear, it starts to build up over time. So I encourage you also, you can journal to just be authentic and vulnerable and just release those feelings on the page. I encourage you at the end to follow it up with, this is going on, but I am grateful for these 5 things. And what you'll find if you're like me, you start writing 5 things and you notice there's a 6th and a 7th. That will change your life. It changes your physiology and how your body is adapting to stress. And I don't know, it's just a magic thing that once you put pen to paper and start writing, great things start happening. Create a stop doing list. Sometimes we have in our life things that are not serving us. So no matter where you're at in your life, I want you to think about, don't think good or bad or right or wrong, but ask this question: is what I'm doing serving me or not serving me? And be honest with yourself. Stop lying. Tell yourself the truth. Create a list here to stop doing. Those things are not serving you. Meditation, prayer. I love the app Headspace. Earlier today, midday, I took 15 minutes to turn off the lights, put in some earbuds, and listen to a positive, relaxing message focusing on my breathing. Change the physiology in a positive way. Read things that are inspiring, and I have a great gift for you at the end, so stay tuned, and it has to do with reading. The other thing is downtime. I talked about 15 minutes for meditation, 10, 15 minutes to be by yourself, disconnect from your phone, let it go. A lot of us are not comfortable being quiet with ourselves because our mind's racing. This would be a good time to get that journal out and just empty. Do a dump from what's going on in your mind and your thoughts and put it on paper. Hands-on therapy like massage therapists can help reduce the stress, and physical activities can be a solution to your emotional stress. When it comes to nutritional stress, here is our pyramid when it comes to food, and we look at it as fuel. So you may be thinking, no matter where you're at, maybe you don't have the resources for what I'm to propose. You know, don't look at what you can't do. Look at what you can do. Remember, success, it comes in cans. Here's Dr. Wolfson's paleo pyramid right here. Dr. Wolfson is a wellness expert. Paleo lifestyle is what we teach our patients. This is what our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate. So the base of the pyramid is veggies, a lot of veggies and a lot of different types of veggies. Then lean proteins. What you're trying to get is organic and local, free range or grass-fed, best you can. Then we have healthy fats, avocados, coconut, olives, nuts and seeds. Then we have oils, coconut oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil, and then fruit in season. So what you really want to move away from and move towards this is you want to start minimizing sugar. I know it's Halloween, right? Halloween's right around the corner. Seems like sugar's all over the place. But wheat, so things like breads and cereals and pastas. Then dairy, anything coming from a cow. So milk, yogurt, ice cream. Then corn and then soy. Those are very inflammatory and stress the body. This pyramid here is going to promote health. So as I mentioned, I'm a wellness expert. My professional training is I'm a wellness chiropractor. And not a lot of people know beyond neck, back, and headaches at what a chiropractor can help with. I think everybody understands that chiropractic can help with neck pain and back pain and headaches. We get great success with that. And finding the root cause of the problem and providing a very holistic, natural approach to improve one's health and well-being. Some of the things I'm not really good at like bunions or toe problems like that, or chronic pain syndromes, things like that. We typically refer that out. But what I am known for is to help people live a healthy life by coping and adapting to stress and managing stress better. I'm known for helping people sleep better. I'm known for people having a more positive outlook on life and helping people that way. And prenatal care. We have great success with prenatal care, pregnancy, helping newborns, infants, a very holistic family wellness practice. So in our office, we do an evaluation after our consultation. When somebody comes into our office, we talk about what their chief concerns are, their complaints, and then also what the goals are. What are the possibilities? We talk about immediate goals, something that you want to get rid of. That might be some pain. We talk about short-term goals, something that you need to get back to doing. You need to work, you need to go to school. And then we talk about the things that you love to do and want to get back to doing. Some people just given up on their dreams. Maybe there's a hobby or a sport or something that you want to get back to doing that you're unable to do currently. So we talk about those goals. But as I mentioned, modern life is unnaturally stressful. We talked about earlier that your body's smart, not stupid. We talked about your body wants to be healthy. And we talked about your nervous system is the master system to help deal with stress. Well, your nervous system is also the system that controls and coordinates all the other functions in your body. It is the master system that directs all the other systems. If you want to have a healthy immune system, you got to have a healthy nervous system. If you want to have a healthy digestive system, you have to have a healthy nervous system. If you want to have a healthy musculoskeletal system, you have to have a healthy nervous system. Want to have a healthy cardio system, you have to have a healthy nervous system. In order to have a healthy nervous system, you must have a healthy spine. You see, your spine is your suit of armor. And that suit of armor protects your spinal cord and the nerves that exit the spine. In our office, during our evaluation, we look for a condition known as subluxation. Go ahead and say that word with me, subluxation. A subluxation is a misaligned bone. And when that bone misaligns, it can put stress, abnormal stress, harmful stress, and cause interference on the nerves as they exit along the spine. I like this diagram here because it shows at various levels in the spine, if there's a subluxation and stress on the nervous system, is that it's going to impact the function of that nerve, and wherever that nerve goes, that nerve's not going to work properly. You see, in chiropractic, the first chiropractic adjustment cured a man's deafness. Harvey Lillard was a janitor, and he was not born deaf, but became deaf after 16 years. He lifted up a heavy box, turned a twist, and put it over his head, and he heard a pop in his spine, and he lost his hearing. Dr. Palmer, the founder of chiropractic, found a subluxation in this man's neck. He adjusted the neck, put the bone back into place, and all of a sudden the man could hear again. Pretty cool, right? Here's another way to put it. This safety pin represents your health. Here's your brain, here's your body. Normally, when you're healthy, your nervous system, your brain, communicates through efferent nerves that go down into your body. Your body receives that communication, and then that communication goes through afferent nerves and arrives back to the brain. And when you're healthy, the brain and body are communicating to one another uninterrupted. Have any of you ever experienced miscommunication or interference in communication in a relationship? By a show of hands? I'm sure we've all been there, and we understand those symptoms in that relationship and what that means. Well, with this relationship, when there's a disconnect or interference, this is what it looks like. The brain and body are no longer able to communicate properly with one another. Stress causes this, and it creates a condition called subluxation. As a wellness chiropractor, our evaluation and our checks look for the subluxation, and then we focus on what we can do to help correct the subluxation, restore the integrity of the nervous system, and then help educate you, doctor means teacher, on breaking bad habits that are causing your subluxations in the first place, and then giving you healthy exercises and lifestyle tips to help strengthen the muscles along the spine, to help your adjustments hold better. You see, I mentioned there are 4 things that influence your health. This is the one thing, the most powerful thing that controls your health. Your nerves control everything. Brain sends signals down your spine, and then it exits, each one of these nerves exits through a nerve hole that goes to every organ, tissue, cell. So when there's a subluxation here, that nerve goes to the ear, but also can impact sinus, allergies, immune system, can impact thyroid function, can impact lung function and heart function and digestion and breathing and those type of things, our posture. So in wrapping up, I have 2 paths here for you, 2 offers. I hope today I added some extra value to your life. If there was just one golden nugget that you took away today, what I would love is for you to type it up in the chat box. I love to hear the wins. What did you hear in this message today? Just be short and sweet, but type in what you heard. What is the one takeaway? So if you're somebody that's dealing with stress and it makes sense that you want to see how stress is impacting your body, impacting your health, so that you know that you can do everything that you can to help regain health, keep your health, and become as healthier and as stronger as you want moving forward. Here's the opportunity. Is that when you come into the office, we do a complete consultation, exam, all necessary x-rays, and this visit also includes your report of findings with me, your doctor. I'm going to tell you, based on my findings and your goals, what my best recommendations are. Also, if you have a family member, if you have a friend, you know somebody that is having a health crisis, a health issue, this is a great opportunity for them to come in and get their spine and their nervous system checked. And I will extend this offer to them at the same special that I'm giving you. Normally, these things can be in upwards of $375 to get all this done, this testing done. But for today, I'm going to offer it for $79. And that if there's a subsequent family member who wants to get checked out, they can get checked out at $20 only. This is an opportunity for you to come in, and be proactive regarding your health and make sure that you're doing everything that you can do to promote your health and to make sure that stress is not going to have long-term consequences to your health outcomes. But I'm not looking for your money. What I am looking for is your commitment. And if you are truly serious about what you meant, that now is the best time to take care of your health, and you want to take me up on this offer, what I will do is I will take that $79 and then I'm going to donate it back to Second Story. And with that, what we get is that I will match those funds and give it back to Second Story. So we can help Second Story and help you further your mission about rewriting your story, no matter where you're at, and helping to create the life and have a bigger vision for the life of your dreams. My second offer here, and simply put, I guess the best way to follow up on that is you can go to our website here. And it'll have the offer, it'll pop up on our website. And if that's something that makes sense to you, then just fill out the form, request an appointment, we'll get that set up for you. Additionally, what I wanted to tell you is that I had the privilege of writing a book to help have a greater influence and impact on people's lives. It's called Pure Chiropractic Health, Let Tomorrow's Crisis Be Today's Prevention. And for those of you who are moved and impacted by this book or this message, I would like to autograph and give you a free copy of this book. It's normally $19.97, but for you being here, I want to honor your commitment. And this is an international Amazon best-selling book. It's my gift to you to help inspire you to take your health and your life to the next level. I promise you this is going to add a ton of value. And if you have a loved one that you would like to personally gift this with, if you give me your name, I'll write this book personalized to you. And if you have a family member, a friend, a loved one who you know could benefit from this message that you just heard, I will personally autograph this book for them, and I'll give it to you, and you can wrap it up and give it as a gift to them, so that not only are we helping you live the life of your dreams, we can help inspire another life. Remember, a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. So I believe that is all I have here this evening. So let me let's see here. Your screen is sharing is paused. Okay. And let's see here. All right, so I will open this up. If there are any questions, go ahead and type it out. And as far as the book goes, I think that Deshane and Soraya, I think we can get together and you let me know what books that we need to write, how many we need, and I will make sure that we get those in the hands of those who are requesting this. Okay. All right. So what questions, comments, golden nuggets, what do we have here? Okay. All right. Now, I had a question posed earlier here. Somebody said why, and I'm sorry I didn't see that right away, but I'm not sure what that question it was in reference to. So if you want to ask that question, now's the time to ask the question. Okay, let's see here. Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity. Deshani, so thank you. Can you talk about stress eating? What is it and how can someone prevent that? Oh, this is a really great question. So you want to stick around to this one because I personally, back in, I don't know, when COVID hit, I guess the whole stay-at-home orders from about mid-March through April, I found myself stress eating, where I was unconsciously and mindlessly going to the pantry and looking for those foods that are unhealthy and not serving me. I would look for things that had sugar. I look for carbs like grains like corn, and just eat more than what I really needed to eat. Okay. So when you're under fight or flight stress response, I want to let you know that your physiology shifts in your body. And it is normal to crave these types of foods. Why? Because your body thinks winter is coming. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors did not have the abundance of food. So they would go for periods of time without food. And remember, there's different seasons, right? So there's a trigger from an evolutionary standpoint, a survival mechanism to cause certain hormones to become elevated where you want to go to the vending machine and then take that vending machine and eat all those foods in the vending machine. Or you go to the pantry and your intention at 9 or 10 o'clock at night is I'm just going to grab 2 cookies. But then what you find yourself doing is taking 2 cookies out of the box, you put the 2 cookies back in the pantry, and the next thing you know, you take the rest of the cookies and you devour them. It can go with potato chips and things like that. But I think you get what I'm trying to say here. Is that the stress causes us to eat unhealthy things for short-term fix, thinking that we are going to go into famine and not eat for hours, if not days, maybe weeks. So we overeat and then we mindlessly eat because we're trying to sedate and numb ourselves to the stress and the pain that we're going through in the moment. So this starts to add up. It creates cravings, addictions in our body. And then all of a sudden, in order to be happy, we think that we need that substance. So we keep reaching for it. And it becomes a self-perpetual cycle. So I recognize that I was off path with my wellness on the nutrition side of things. So I committed to then making some changes. And I started a program, an energizing weight loss program, and found myself over the course of 54 days later, losing 14 pounds, or you might say becoming 14 pounds healthier. And it was all simply mindset, behaviors, and one day at a time hitting singles to get refocused on what is nourishing to my body, what my body requires to be healthy, and changing my habits around it in my environment. So I hope, Mercedes, that answers your question. There's more in the book that'll explain it more. And Shani, thank you so much for offering them a book. This is great. Okay, cool. You have a list by this week. You just talk to Lynn and she'll get that organized. I'll sign these copies. We'll get them in your hands as soon as possible. I do talks on nutrition. We could do a whole hour just on nutrition. I do talks on gratitude. There are other talks that I do, how to boost your immune system. So there's a lot of talks based on what your needs are. I'm certain and confident if you found value, I would be happy to come back and find other ways that I can help support you, not only in your life personally, but in the organization that you're part of, Second Story. So awesome. Thank you so much. Have yourself a blessed night. I don't see any other questions. And just remember, for you and your family's health and wellness, I've got your back. Go make it a great night. Have a safe Halloween if you celebrate that. And I look forward to seeing you soon in the office. And thank you, Soraya. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. Have a great night. Thank you all.